Hello, class. This is week 5, and the week 5 video was to go on the American History and Life database. Now, on the American History and Life database, I was able to find 3 sources that are close to my study, and the first one was by Martin Teasley, and it was the Home Front, America during World War II. And what this is, it was a review of the book and the film, The Home Front, America During World War II. And it was done by the American Military Institute. And it was a joint effort by the History Department and the Film School at the University of Southern California. And what they did, they conducted a lot of interviews of people that lived during the time that were either farmers or industrial workers or also women and also minorities, and they did interviews with them and their experience of life during World War II and how they coped with the home front, whether they were working to build munitions or build goods for the war effort or not. And so this person was giving a review of this film in the book. And then my second one was from Arlene Daniels, and it is The Rise of Public Women, Women's Power and Place in the United States. And it was done for labor history, and it was from 1630 to 1970. And what was interesting about this is what we see during World War II. It was from 1630 to early 1940. Things were pretty consistent as far as a woman's role in culture and society. But then in World War II, there was a big shift because millions of men went off to war, and millions of women went into the workplace to build the munitions, build the tanks, build the airplanes, and not just that, but to fly. They had women's auxiliary corps, which was our Army, Navy, and what they did was fly the planes to where they had to be, and they did a lot of work. So they took over a lot of what the men were doing before the war started, and that changed American culture in just drastic ways. And the third one that I found was from Jennifer Delton. And it was called Labor Protest, Black Civil Rights in New York City and Detroit During the New Deal and the Second World War. And that was done by the American Historical Review. And what it was is in 1943, they had race riots in New York City and in Detroit. And a lot of people didn't know that. They knew about the 60s riots, but not about the ones in the 1940s during the war. And they, what they were wanting was equal rights as far as opportunities to work, opportunities to help pitch in and build munitions and things like that. So in New York and Detroit were a lot of the major hubs where these folks were wanting opportunities to work in the war effort and things like that. And it was even with FDR's signing of laws and things like that, executive orders and things like that, it still took, there was still a lot of protests and things like that. So those are the 3 ones that I found on the American History and Life database. And they kind of go along with my subject matter. I hope everybody has a great week, and we got a few more weeks to go. Take care.